Online Hawkeye, though? Online Hawkeye. Here's the thing. And Lynn, you could break this shit down. I don't care who's in chat. I can beat that shit whenever I want. It's just, I'm not gonna sit here and like spend 13 seconds crossing the screen for every exchange. Like, no one wants to see that. No one wants to play that. I'm surprised you want to be on the other side of that. Like, that shit is like, I guarantee you, Lynn, I could Babe Ruth beat that shit anytime I want. It's just, who wants to? Who wants to block? It's Marvel Infinite. It's like the one game, right? Where like, you kind of go in, right? Like, unless you're a fucking Hawkeye, then you just back up. When I reflected that diagonal shit back at the end, I was like, dog, I don't want to play like this. I don't want to play like this. All right, let's start it. Let's start it. That shit is whack, bro. Hey, we could run that offline, though. Even then, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to. It's so fucking lame. Like, I actually don't. I can, but I don't want to. It's almost like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's like nailing a job interview. Like, I know I can do it. You know what I mean? But who wants to do that shit again? You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Let's boot it. Who wants to do that? All right, let's boot it. Like, who wants to, right? Like, I know I can. I know I can get all prepared, rehearse it, go through the, you know what I mean? I know I can, right? But who wants to? All right, here we go. Here we go. Who wants to do that shit? Oh, I forgot even, man, we're not even booting up right. I'm so out of character. Let's get this KRS. The lamest fucking game, I swear to God. I'm surprised you don't run Hawkeye Winter Soldier.
Coming soon.
Yo, what is good, Marvel heads in the place? Did y'all see that bullshit? Y'all see that bullshit? I swear to God, nobody, can I just put on, one's in the chat if you like fighting Hawkeye. One's in the chat if you like using Hawkeye. You know what? It's some bullshit. Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. Tell your boy I said what's up. Hold on, because it's some bullshit. It's some bullshit. Like, here's the thing, Lynn, not just Lynn, all Hawkeye players, Raisin, all of them. You can beat it whenever you want. You just have to jump in like fucking this, right? Just, Oh, he switched sides. He switched sides. Okay, all right, he switched sides. Oh, he jumped over me. He jumped over me. All right, here we go. Now that's what I call Marvel. Now that's what I call Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to do that shit? Nobody wants to do that shit. Lynn, offline me and you first to something for money. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like when I actually want to beat that ass. And I know that it ain't gonna be some lag bullshit. You saw the combos drop. B&Bs were dropping, bro. B&Bs were dropping, bro. Like, what the hell's that all about? Anyway, let's get to these results. Let's get to these motherfucking results. We're gonna talk about that Marvel 2. I'm not even in the right state of mind. That it wasn't just Lin, because like Lin's hard to fight, but like when the game, shut up, Beto. When the game, I told you it was gonna be 10-3. I told you, Beto, it wasn't gonna be 10-3, and I was right. It was 10-2. Told you, Beto. I told you it wasn't gonna be 10-3, and I stand by that. Yeah, Lynn, you might be invited to my pad sooner than you think. You know what I mean? Because Lynn hits me up here and there talking about like, yo, we should run a lag list. We should run a lag list. He may have just did the most cordial way of inviting himself to my pad. That's a one-way ticket to do it. The online bullshit. All right, let's get these results. Fucking Lynn. Fucking not even Lynn, bro. It's Hawkeye, bro. Fucking Hawkeye. Hey, next time, Don, if you're booking me for a set versus Lynn, be like, hey, you trying to play Lynn? Just be like, hey, you trying to play Hawkeye? You trying to play Functions? You trying to play Projectile Functions this Monday? Because it's the same bullshit. It's the same bullshit. All right, let's get to these results. Let's really get to these results. Let's get to these results. All right, MVCI is dead. Let's not talk about this one. We're not going to talk about this one. All right, MVCI is not dead. We had 3 first to 10s. Almost had a 4th one. Stealth versus Kabak. Yo, Kabak. Kabak, let's keep it funky, chat. Let's keep it funky, chat. Kabak did the opposite of what a note of OG. You know what I mean? He actually gave you guys a fucking set. 10-7. Kabak coming through, but Stealth doing what Stealth do, the champ. Jaco versus Coggins. Thank God you won that one, Jaco. Thank God you won that one, Jaco. 10-8 in favor of Jaco. The UGXC clash. Damn, it's a tie as far as sets, but they won as far as rounds. The last set of the night, myself versus Lynn. Lynn winning that one 10-2. Oh my God. Lynn, we're running offline, bro. That's it. It's that simple, bro. It's that simple. I couldn't move. I felt like I couldn't move. Plus, I've been using Gamora. All right, but shout outs to ICU Hater. Shout out to ICU Hater for the raid, by the way. But that's what we have for MCI's Dead. Let's get to the Jaco Mania. The Jaco Mania Chronicles. Not trying to dog the chat. What's going on, King Blusk? Beto. You were wrong, Beto. What's the most toxic team in MCI? Oh, definitely Hawkeye Winter Soldier. I don't even know if they're a good team. There's definitely some toxic characters. Jaco Mania with the revenge. Yeah, I tried to keep your streak going, but you saved face for Team UG. I respect that. Let you know what's up with your on 10-2 OD. I know, Beto. I really couldn't move, bro. I felt like I couldn't move. I think it's just using my team online, and I haven't used it in a minute. And then once I saw the combo drop, like that shit gets me frustrated. Like I gotta do a better job of shaking myself out of it. Like once I see some shit drop, I'm like, bro, what are we even doing here? What are we even doing here? Kind of thing, you know what I mean? But Hawkeye and Winter Soldier, yeah, they could definitely be used, but I think them 2 characters are definitely the cheapest characters. All right, the Jaco Mania Chronicles. This is every Wednesday. This is number 77. This one went down on the 10th. Shout out to Jaco Man throwing these tournaments day in, day out. Your top 8. 7th place, we have Pun and Done. Tied for 5th, we have Gray Storm and Picasso. 4th place, Hydro Rex. 3rd place, King Blusk. Yo, King Blusk coming through to the Jaco Mania and not getting first. 2nd place, Dr. Kano. And in 1st place, the kid you love to love, the one and only Raisin Bran. 1st place, the Jaco Mania Chronicles. Not bad. Not bad, kid. Not bad, kid. The very next day, the Gauntlet, though. Gauntlet 196. Yes, we are approaching Gauntlet 200. Very excited to see that we've gone that far with this amazing tournament. All right, tied for 13th, we have Hydro Rex, NFG Raws. Some of our Clash of the Stones favorites there. Tied for 9th, UG Jaco Man. Also Los Dados. Who is that? And how did he get top 9? Los Dados. Is that somebody's name I don't recognize? Also tied for 9th, Custom Christoph. All right, your top 8, Kabak 420 and Octopus Inc. tied for 7th. Tied for 5th, Erebus Wolf and Yagami. Not bad. 4th place, Picasso AF. 3rd place, consistent top 3, Beast 4112X. 2nd place, XC Coggins. Close but no dice. At least this week. And in 1st place, no losses, the Marvel God gracing the bracket again. Gauntlet 196, the one and only Tekua. Shouts to Tekua winning the Gauntlet 196. Yeah, Winter Soldier. He's a store Spencer. He's from SoCal. Okay, he's new. He must be new on the scene. He must be new on the scene. I definitely haven't seen his name, Los Dados, before. So hopefully, I mean, he's in 9th place out of nowhere. So hopefully we see some more of him. All right, there was a small Oceania tournament. Shout outs to Julian, FGC, doing things in the Oceania side of the world. They had a small 4-man bracket. I think they had an offline going on this week. Small 4-man bracket. 4th place, yours truly. 3rd place, Dave from NZ. 2nd place, Timic. And in 1st place, Julian, FGC. Shoutouts to the MVCI Oceania Online Tournament number 7. Shoutouts to Julian FGC for doing that bad boy. We got the battle round, the first of 10s. This was the first battle round after we came back from Summit. I remember my voice was wrecked. My voice was wrecked. All right, this was on the 12th of Friday. Dr. Church versus Trash Baby 10-6 in favor of Dr. Church. Azarax versus Picasso 10-8. Azarax scraping that one out. OG versus King Bluss. King Bluss beating me 6-10. Yeah, I remember that set. I woke up a little too late. I started giving him really good matches, but a little too late in the set. That's the story of OG, though, right? All right. So King Bluss winning that one 10-6. And then a bonus set, Vest versus Azarax 10-6 for Azarax. Shout outs to Azarax for winning. So that's Trash Baby. Azarax for 2 wins and King Bluss for your dubs at the battle round. And then the very next day, the Lagless is back. Before Hulk Polon left, XC threw him a going away party, complete with 1st to 10s and 1st to 5s. Let me give you guys the rundown of those scores. Offline OG hits different. Can I just say that? Offline OG hits different. OG versus Lucifer 3-2. OG. We have OG versus XC. Me winning that 10-8. He tried to have the run back. Not happening. Not quite yet. Wicked X Mage versus Your Mamu winning that one 5-1. That was the 1st to 5. Hulk Polon versus XC 10-4 XC. Lucifer versus Your Mamu 1st to 5. Your Mamu winning that 5-2. Wicked X Mage versus Lucifer. Wicked X Mage winning that one 5-3. Hulk Polon versus Your Mamu 10-2 for Hulk Polon. I didn't expect that, but this one did get a redo, right? This is crazy, right? How do y'all look at this? Hulk Polon versus Your Mamu 10-2. Okay. He linned him. Yeah, I was about to go over that. But there was a draw, right? There was a draw. It was one of the few times. How many times have you guys actually seen a draw in this game? I've only seen, I think, 2. Maybe 3. I think like one actual, like, real. I saw someone like show me one. Then I seen one actual other one, and then this was the 3rd time I've actually just seen a draw. And there's only 2 times I've seen it occur in a match. So that's crazy, right? So Hulk Polon wins this 10-2, convincing stuff, right? They do a rematch immediately. Yorm wins that one 5-0. Don't know what to make of that. All right, OG versus HP. Yeah, I don't know how I'm not convinced either way now, right? All right, OG versus HP. OG versus Hulk Polon 10-5 in favor of me. Good games, Hulk Polon. I'm glad we were able to get another set before you headed home. All right, Netflix versus Hulk Pulon. Shouts to Netflix, late night appearance. Hulk Pulon winning that one, barely winning that one, 5-4. And then a last rematch set. Sensei and Master Hulk Pulon versus XC one more time. XC winning that again, 10-4. So XC winning Hulk Pulon 10-4, both sets. GG's. GG's. Michelob. Yeah, the Michelob's won. The Michelob is the winner. I want to give a shout out to XC. Always a pleasure when he opens up his home to the SoCal Marvel heads. Hope we gave you some good sets. It was definitely dope. It was definitely dope, like always. All right. That very next Monday, though, that was a Friday. But we're creeping around the week. Yeah, shout out to XC, man. Shout out to anybody who opens their home. I know I didn't go to it, but Lynn opened his home for Hulk Pulon and some other Marvel heads as well, too. Definitely want to give him his props. I wasn't able to make that one, but it's still, though, whenever, you know, Marvel stays alive because of these individual efforts, you know what I mean? All right, MVCI is dead the very next week. Very next Monday. We had Custom Christoph versus Knives Back. Appearance by Knives again. 10-7, Custom Christoph winning that one. That's surprising. Custom Christoph's no joke. Yo, Jaco, let's get him in the battle realm. How about me or you versus Custom Christoph, Jaco? Let's set that one up. UG wants a part of that. All right, Octo versus Priz. How about me versus Coggins and Jaco versus Lynn? How's that look? How's that? No, I want to fight Custom Christoph or you. I think he'd be a good person to have in the battle realm. Anyway, that's just we gotta get him. We gotta get him. You know what I mean? We gotta get him. He's good fights. He's good fights. All right, Octo versus Priz. This, my opinion, was the fight of the night. Like when Don knows how to pick them, this is one of the ones, right? This is one of the ones that you're like, wait, that would be a 6 set. Octo versus Priz, 10-8 in favor of Octo. Barely scraping it out, but a really good set. Shoutouts to Priz, Mimic, and Octo. Tekua versus Super Cool Mike, a Marvel God versus a Gauntlet Champion. Tekua winning that 10-5. GG's, Tekua. GG's Mike getting 5 on the board there. All right. We're back at it. We're back at the beginning. No, that's the wrong one. Jacomania Chronicles. This is the very last week. We're up to date now. The Jacomania Chronicles, number 78. 78 tournaments deep. In 5th place, Dr. Kano. 4th place, Erebus Wolf. 3rd place, the one and only Peanut Brother. 2nd place, we got Grainy. And in 1st place, Hydro Rex. Yes, I'm actually reading these results off of the Gorilla bracket system. If you guys do not know, we partnered up with Gorilla, but I'm gonna speak more on that in just a sec. If you guys notice the Salty Slayer that I got up here, he's a fresh new color. So Kano won that one, but he's not in here. Uh-oh. Jaco got to clear that up. Okay, Jaco's clearing it up. Ran into some hiccups. All right, Dr. Kano. Shouts to Dr. Kano. It says he's in 5th. But I guess he won it. Oh, it didn't let me change the scores. Okay, so this is some stuff we're learning. Okay. So you probably can't retroactively edit it. Interesting feedback. All right, shout out to Dr. Kano for winning the Jacomania Chronicles. Oh, I realize it's not a generic flyer. I have actually a dated flyer there. All right, the latest gauntlet. Who won the last gauntlet? Oh, I already know. I already motherfucking know. Can we just, you know what? Can we just skip this? We're just going to skip this particular gauntlet result. It's nothing special. All right, Gauntlet 197. August 18th. Let's talk about it. All right. I got to speak on this one. Mike and Coggins both ran up and won gauntlets when Marvel Gods either got bodied or didn't enter. And I always say, like, if you rise to the occasion, you deserve the dub. The one Mike won, I didn't enter. And the one Coggins won, I was running a B team trying to learn some Gamora Strider. So I'm not saying I would have won these joints had I entered or used my main, but I'm saying that I might be slacking on the rise to the occasion as far as like these easy gauntlet wins. And you know what I mean when I'm saying easy gauntlet wins. It's hard to win any gauntlet, but some gauntlets are easier to win than others, that's for sure. Right? They're not handing out dubs, right? Don doesn't turn on his computer and be like, hey, here's a dub, here's a gauntlet win. Mike Staticalism don't turn on his thing and be like, hey, thanks for signing up, here's your win. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta earn it, right? So you might say this bracket was easy, this bracket was easy, oh, your path was easy, oh no, these guys didn't enter. Either way, you still gotta, they don't hand it out. Even on those days, you gotta fucking earn it. You gotta take it. You gotta get in the hot seat with somebody, right? But with that said, man, some of these brackets are godless. All right, let's see the bracket. Let's see the bracket. This is the last time you guys are gonna catch me slipping on an easy bracket. Next godless bracket or easy bracket comes my way, I'm winning that shit. I'm winning that shit. Because I can. I know I can. That's the part. That's the thing. You take out Marvel Gods, put me in there, Beast and Coggins in them. I stand a fighting fucking chance. Straight up. Straight up. All right. In 9th place, the one and only UG War Destroyer. Tied for 13th, we also have Don Khan in the house, Erebus Wolf, NFG Rods, Dr. Church tied for 17th. But let's go up the brackets here. Dr. Kano tied for 9th. Los Dados back again. Apparently he's new on the scene. Jaco said he's been here. Tied for 9th. Deepest Drip tied for 9th as well. All right, your top 8. The latest gauntlet, Picasso AF and SC Mike tied for 8th. Tied for 5th place, Hydro Rex and Hulk Polan. In 4th place, Spidey Mikey. You know what? Somebody called this guy Spider Michael in the chat. Can we just make that a thing? Spider Michael. Hey, it's Spidey Mikey. Nah, that's Spider Michael. 3rd place, Beast 4112. And in 2nd place, and a well-deserved 2nd place, UG Jaco Man. And in 1st place, and his first gauntlet win, with no other Marvel Gods in the bracket, the one and only XE Coggins. XE Coggins. All right. I got to say something. We're going to go into rant mode. Congratulations, Coggins. Congratulations, Team XE. I like it when the respectable members of Team XE wins, but sometimes, you know. Sometimes. Thank you, Jaco. That was actually really fast, Jaco. That was impressively quick. All right. That was like some like round 1. Ban! You know what I mean? Like that was pretty like round 1 ban. All right. So we gotta talk about the Coggins dub, okay? Coggins, you were one of the biggest shit talkers when Jaco won. Talking about he had an easy path. Who did he fight? There was no real challenges. That dub ain't real. Right? Coggins, you are also one of the biggest shit talkers when Raisins won. Talking about it was free, anybody could win that, blah, 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 blah. Now that you've won, and you had no Marvel Gods in your bracket, yours is a if there was a case for the 3 dubs I just mentioned, Jaco winning, Raisins winning, and Coggins winning, if there was a case for one of these being fraud, it would be yours, Cogs. It would be yours. You would have to say that one's fraud first before you say those other 2 are fraud, because at least Marvel Gods were in those brackets, right? But that's from your point of view. My point of view, dubs are dubs. They don't hand them out. You gotta give props where props are due. That's my point of view. But if we're going by your measure, how you said Raisins and Jayco's wins were, then by your measure, it might be a little fraud. But that's, you know what I mean? That's we ain't gonna speak too much on that. You know what I mean? Whoa. Almost like how that came in like a roast. That sound came in like a roast. So there it is, right? I've never props. At the end of the day, props. You won the gauntlet, and I wasn't kidding when I said they don't hand those shits out, right? I've been trying to walk up and get free ones for quite a while now. They don't hand them out, bro. You got to win them. So congrats, Coggins. But you did talk mad shit when other people won. You talked mad shit, and it's funny once it gets to the other side. Once it gets to the other side, godless ass, fraud ass bracket. All right, guys. That's it for the results. I'm keeping it funky. Right, Jaco? I'm just keeping it fresh. All right. We're going to do the rollback break. Oh, I got to add these new... I forgot. I got so many new pictures from the summit that I got to add to the slideshow. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much more, like, pictures to, like, put in the roto. You know what I mean? Guys, we're going to talk about this Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. More importantly... what's going around, people saying that MVC2, they're saying actually that they freed MVC2. Remember when Max put the free MVC2 out, trying to get MVC2 back on the market? Well, it turns out Arcade1up is making a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet, right? I got all kinds of pictures, all kinds of specs to go over. I really want to break this bad boy down, see if it's worth the quite hefty price tag that they're throwing on it. There's quite a hefty price tag that they're throwing on it, but is it worth it? I mean, we're going to go over all that. Because there's some surprising things about this cabinet that I think you guys are going to want to know that I discovered while I was researching, right? So, we're going to take a look at the official website, but I got some other notes to go over as well. Marvel Monday, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
I don't wanna jump around, let's just roll back. Now hold that. Ain't it nice we don't feel no distance? I don't wanna jump around, let's just roll back. Now hold that. I don't wanna wait around, I want a connection. We've been thinking it'd be automatic when we try to link. Slow and static just after we hang up. We've been living separate, Jesus, we just feel so out of sync. Staggered our magic, just hoping it happens. I swear the crash has been killing me. The simple don't feel as deep. Like when we in my bedroom and you there sitting right next to me. I'm not hype when you far away. I close up, I stop and play. Like when we not together, this game just don't feel the same. I don't wanna jump around, let's just roll back. Now hold that. Ain't it nice we don't...
Yo, shouts to Zed Tabani with the unofficial Marvel Monday theme. Rollback. Yeah, holding the XC towel. All right, guys, I got a special announcement to make for you guys. If you guys have not heard or seen the Untamed Gaming social medias, the Jacomanias social medias, guys. Let me just drop this bomb on y'all. Oh yes, the Salty Slayer has a new look to him. Nice and green. Yup, the rumors are true. Gorilla and UG have teamed forces to bring you guys the most best optimal MVCI tournament experience possible. Shout outs to Jason at Gorilla, able to meet him at Evo when I was out there. Meet him and a couple of people on the team. Definitely some cool dudes. But guys, if you don't know, their claim to fame of the partnership is that they have a brand new tournament like bracket program, you know what I mean? So basically imagine Smash GG Challenge, something like that, but theirs has so many like integrations in it that it's really dope. For example, like it links to like games, direct payouts to people. This is very convenient. Imagine like these bracket wrangling kind of programs keep getting better and better, and this one is just like the most streamlined one I've seen as far as like putting everything on one page, all that good stuff. So if you haven't signed up for it, Jaco already put the link in the chat. Just check it out. At the very least, check it out. It's a very, if you do events, you'll definitely want to check it out, because I find it a very effective and useful tool. Shout outs to the dudes at Gorilla. Yep, you guys have heard it. The rumors are true. The Salty Slayer is green. UG and Gorilla have teamed up to join forces. All right. Yeah, check it out, guys. Check it out. If you've never seen it, if you do like, yeah, I know you do events, Oz, check it out. And definitely check it out. It is a very effective tool and a very effective platform. All right, the main topic, though. The main topic. Hold on. Has Arcade1up freed MVC2? That is the main topic. So, first of all, there's a few things about this cabinet. So, you're getting it day one, Jaco? I don't know, man. I'm on the fence. But we're gonna go over a lot of specs about it and a couple of things. So, here's you know, let's take a look at the cabinet. Let's just take a quick look at the cabinet, and then we'll discuss kind of its specs and more so the controversy of how we're getting MVC2. Okay. So first things first, I got to talk about Marvel 2. If you weren't there, if you're an 09er, right? This is past that, right? There was a time when Evo wasn't Evo as you know it. It was a handful, maybe of 100 dudes who would meet up at various colleges in SoCal, UCLA. They'd rent out the hall. They would meet Cal Poly Pomona. They'd rent out the hall. It'd be maybe about 70, 80 people, right? So this was pre-FGC, right? This term was not out. This was the dudes from the arcade throwing tournaments. Golfland tournaments, right? This is what it was, right? The thing that took that just arcade dudes and turned it into what could possibly be a world phenomenon, right? So there was the time when it was dudes at an arcade, and then now it's like a world phenomenon, right? But that first step of going from just locals to like, hey, this might be popular enough to like have a finding across the country, maybe even the world, right? The first time it started to get that popular, where people had a distinct interest in finding out, do other people play this competitively? This was that first game that was dope enough to make people want to find competition outside of just their arcade. Like this, in a big level. Like Street Fighter did that too, but this game ramped it. This, before Marvel 2, there was arcades. After Marvel 2, there was an FGC. Or during the run of Marvel 2. Marvel 2 was Evo's main game, because back then Evo did the last game based on highest entrance. And back then, Marvel 2 was the main game for 10 years. That's unbelievable to think about now. Because Evo is all about showcasing the latest, right? So they're going to keep a game max 2 or 3 years before they're trying to bring out something to replace it, right? But imagine Evo, every Evo, the last game is Marvel. Marvel 2. For 10 years straight. That's why people like me, the OGs, we think about Evo synonymous with Marvel. So when they take Marvel out, we can't even look at Evo the same way. It's weird for us, right? So what I'm really trying to do, what I could never do, is give this game its actual proper respect that there would not be an FGC without it. Like I'm telling you, something had to make it from hobby to like hype, where the hype was like, dude, we got to see this, right? Where you're watching Street Fighter, but and you're not into Marvel's Capcom, but you have to see because the room is yelling and the shit is insane, the gameplay, right? Like this was that game. Pre-Marvel 2, people who met at an arcade. Post-Marvel 2, people getting on FNet servers talking about, do you guys play this over there? Like people making a distinct effort to find others and link up. Message boards, forums, old school shit. Old school, before social media. Before social media. FNet servers, old chat clients. This was that game. It took it and to go from a group of dudes who like playing video games to something that could potentially be worldwide, you had to have a good product, right? A good sport, a good event, a good spectacle. This was that. This is why the Japanese, we gotta fly them down. Like this game, like was crazy. Like, and who knows? It's Capcom, right? It's Marvel, mad popular at the time. It's Street Fighter, mad popular at the time. It's just the right mix. It's got all the characters. It doesn't like. It has so much going for the casual player, right? Like it's one of those games too, right? Where like it's so imbalanced, but casual people are gonna have a field day with it. You know what I mean? They're gonna have a field day with it as far as having fun, right? So I just want to preface it with this, right? Because with like some of you guys who know this game don't know this game, like what it is in the historical context of the FGC, and in fact that it's responsible. You can quote me on that. OG said it. Marvel versus Capcom 2 is responsible for creating an FGC. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Like, but see y'all, some of y'all 09ers and later weren't there for that. Y'all didn't see the arcade days. So y'all don't understand why this coming out, why when it's released, why people lose their fucking mind, right? Because it's that big. So I had to preface that, right? That's the preface for the youngsters. The OGs know what I'm talking about. The OGs know what I'm talking about. But that's a preface for the youngsters. This isn't just like, oh, they made Street Fighter on a cabinet. Like, no, this is a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? And then when you get into the licenses and how they can't produce this game whenever they want because they got to get all the licenses and all the rights, temporary rights, which, you know what I mean? It's amazing that it's even more of a reason why this product, this software is revered. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's the preface. There's the preface. I got to tell you guys, this is insane. Like this. All right, it has 8 games on it. 8 games on. No, it's real. Some people really don't know. Like people who ever have watched Twitch, like you kind of gotta. If you've ever watched a fighting game on Twitch, you kind of owe Marvel 2 some props. Because I don't even think that'd be a thing. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. I would have happened eventually with some game, maybe Smash. I think if this wouldn't have did it, Smash would have done it. Because Smash has all the casual draw, right? But if this team didn't, I think, like I'm saying, there wouldn't be an FGC. We'd have a weird, different Smash-centric FGC, and we'd be the Smash players, quote unquote. Like the guys who are like, oh, you guys play that weird Marvel shit? It'd be an alternate reality, bro. We'd be the ones needing deodorant. Okay, okay, that's just in some other universe, right? In some other universe where Marvel 2 doesn't come out, we need deodorant. we're the ones like, what? Where's Marvel? You know what I mean? Like, all right. Let's take a look at this cap. So it's got a lot of games. It's got 8 games on it. Okay, here's one thing already, because we're gonna start talking about the pros and cons of the cabinet itself. We're gonna talk about the specs. Okay, the specs. One. This is one thing to note, right? This cabinet only has one new game. Think about that. If you bought the previous Marvel 1 cabinet, which I have a picture of, if you bought that bad boy, then you're kind of like, I would imagine that you're quite salty at this moment. You know what I mean? Because the new cabinet has every game this cabinet has, plus Marvel 2. So I don't even know what to think about that, right? So right off the get, they're making a clearly superior product. So that's good if you haven't bought it, right? That's one more reason to like pull the trigger if you're on the fence for the first one. But at the same time, if you bought the first one, sucks to be you when people are getting excited for the new bad boy. Like, it sucks to be you, right? So that's a little shady, right? But that's not, I mean, same thing happened when remember they released the Marvel Superheroes cabinet. And everyone was like, oh my God, that's the shit. And then they made the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet, which had Marvel Superheroes on it, right? So people were like, oh, what? Like, you just made one that's better. And then they make one even better than that, right? Which is this one, right? So it's a two-bladed sword there. One is that if you were on the fence, this is clearly gonna win you over. Clearly. If you're on the end of the fence about any of the earlier ones, now you're like, dog, like they just made it better. Marvel 2, like what the fuck? Like they made it ridiculously better, right? So there's that, right? But on the other hand, if you bought one previously, it's kind of like a kick in the ass, right? That this one has all you got plus more, right? It's not even a difference. Like it's just better. You know what I mean? Except for the artwork. You might prefer different artwork, but software-wise, this one is the superior product. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy. So I got to talk about the artwork on the side. So this is weird for me because these things are meant for nostalgia, right? The main kick on these is nostalgia. If you didn't play this game back in the day, you wouldn't even humor paying $600 for it. But it's nostalgia, right? Here's the thing about this cabinet and the artwork. As far as nostalgia, this cabinet never had this artwork on it. There is no existing Marvel 2 cabinet official that had this design on the side. In fact, there's no Marvel 2 cabinet that had any design on the side. There's no official side panel artwork for the Naomi Marvel Capcom board. You typically saw these in what they call the big blue, which is just a big blue side, right? Or the reds, right? The Americans, or the ones, you know, there's various cabinets, but you know how Marvel Superheroes, if you look at the Marvel Superheroes cabinet, it has original artwork. If you look at the X-Men Street Fighter cabinet, it has original artwork. There's no original artwork for the Marvel 2 cabinet. So this is a nostalgic thing, but this artwork appeared on the PlayStation disc when you bought the game, or on the Dreamcast. This is the artwork from the console release, right? So there is some nostalgia in there, but the OG is going to keep it real, keep it 100. Yeah, the Xbox, yeah, all that, yep. So this artwork is official artwork, right? But it is derived from the covers of the home releases of the game. There is no official arcade cabinet artwork for this game. So that is odd, right? That is odd. That obviously you want to show. So the marquee though, right? The marquee though, the top part that glows right there. I don't know if you guys see the arrow. The top part that says Marvel 2 above the screen, right at the very tippity top. That is legit. That is a real artwork. And when the cabinets came out, they did provide an official light up marquee, right? So that's a replica of something that was actually existed back then. But that side art, that's all made up. That's all derived. There was never a Marvel 2 cab that looked like that back in the day. I want to say it's fake because it's real artwork, but it's not. It don't hit me in nostalgia. Like when I see this shit, that shit hits me because I remember that. I remember that. I remember that artwork. I remember that poster on the arcade wall. You know what I mean? Of the artwork there, right? So this one definitely like hits me in a nostalgic Tiger uppercut a little bit more than the Marvel 2 artwork there. But it's there, right? We gotta look at it. So it does have the coin, the fake coin, right? It has the, I love that. I love if you're gonna go for a reproduction, go for little touches. 2/3 shot there. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I made it. You trying to get on audio, Mats, or nah? Let me know if you're trying to get on audio. Okay, we're gonna boot up Mats on the audio just a second. Show you guys another picture of the cab. Oh, the artwork does look good. Yeah, we're getting Mats on. We're getting Mats on. I'm opening the Discord, Mats. Oh, and I already have the headphones set up for him. Cool. Mats, you want to give me just a call like the OG days, or do you want to like meet me in the Marvel Monday server? Let me show you guys another shot of this cabinet. We'll just keep the cabinet going. Some of these pictures are, yeah, the artwork is definitely not. It's not like a back in the day kind of shit, It's not a back in the day kind of shit. All right, I think we got. Yeah, Mats, give me 1 second. Let me adjust your audio, and then we'll be all good. You can hear me though, right? Just fine, Mats?
Yeah, it's just fine.
Solid. All right, yo, chat. I think his audio levels are good, but tell me how Mats is sounding.
How am I sounding? I'm about to shit on a Marvel 2 cabinet.
You've done a little research since we last talked. You've done a little research since we last talked. I've looked into some shit too. Let's not. We've done a little research. So have I. All right. We're just showing off some of the pictures now. So the only thing I've covered, Mats, so far, what you've missed, is that one, I did a little spiel on how big Marvel is to the FGC. Pretty much the spiel I always give, that there would be no FGC without Marvel 2. Like, it would be like a smash FGC, because it took a game with that many casual appeal to make it get that popular, like from dudes in the arcade to like worldwide phenomenon, right? We needed some kind of great product, and this was that product, right? If we didn't have this, I think it would have been smashed to do that. So there's that, right? Okay, so and then the other thing that I mentioned is that this artwork on the side, you came in right at the end of this, my second point. This artwork on the side, if you're watching, Mats, this never existed. This artwork, there's no official Capcom artwork of this cabinet. The Naomi boards didn't get those, right?
Yeah.
So I was pretty much saying that this doesn't slap me with the nostalgia that the Marvel 1 cabinet or like the Magneto X-Men, I get that it's Marvel 2, but it don't give me that Tiger uppercut nostalgia. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's not like I don't see this and be like, oh, I remember that. I don't remember that. I distinctly don't.
Wow.
I distinctly don't remember that.
Well, I think that because it's a Marvel, it's a Marvel overall Marvel's Capcom cabinet with just the Marvel 2 logo slapped on it.
Yeah, so they put the Marvel 2 stuff. Okay, let me show a couple more pictures of it, but then we'll talk about some of the specs. All right, yeah, there's the Marvel 1 one. Well, yeah, we'll leave that one there. All right.
Dang.
It looks good, but it's like I said, I don't like people who didn't grow up with it might look at that like, oh, they might, that's how they must have looked back then. They didn't. I'm just letting people know it didn't look like that, right? So okay, so let's go over some points, Mats, and let's see what you think about it. So one, the custom art. Okay, I already said that. The light up marquee. So that's real, right? I was saying that to the chat too. That's real. The marquee that is on the very up, trying to find a good picture of it. The marquee that's on the very top above the screen that lights up, so it has a light up marquee, right? Let's keep it funky.
Yeah.
That's real, and that's authentic. The Naomi boards did have those, right? They did have those. Mots, what do you think about that? This cabinet has one new game,
As compared to the one before it.
yeah, and furthermore, has every game that the one before it had. What's your take on that? Like, what's your take on that?
It's a relief to me because I went to buy the previous cabinet when it sold out. Because I would have bet top dollar that we were not getting a Marvel 2 cabinet. I really bet we're not getting a Marvel 2 cabinet.
Yeah, they're gonna stop the CPS.
Yeah. So I literally was going to buy from Best Buy for the same price. I think it was $4.99. The Marvel 1, X-Men Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, all that. I was going to get that cabinet, and it sold out. And then once it sold out, it just went stupid in price.
Yeah,
like
$1,000. Yep, $1,000. Yep.
So if you're me, I'm glad it has all the old games plus one game.
No, you're right, because like
that's the biased opinion. That's the bias.
I get what you're saying. Like, so this is a godsend for those who wanted the one before it but couldn't get it. And you're right. You're right. If you are that specific customer, this is like the angels, the heavens opening, right? Yeah. Like, not only do we have what you wanted, but like Marvel 2, right? So yeah, that's a huge point.
But if I had got that cabinet, if I had got that cabinet, I think almost out of like, fuck this, I probably would not get the Marvel 2 cabinet.
Yeah, it's at that point, it's like, I mean, a $600 for this display piece is a hard sell already, right?
Is it $5.99 or $4.99?
This particular one is $5.99. Yeah, they definitely put the Naomi $100 tax on it. You know what I mean? The $100 Naomi tax. Yeah, no. So I know what you're saying. Like,
it's not bad.
I mean, no. I mean, it's a little bit of a gouge, right? But the selection of games is baller. Like, and so we said this before on the original one, Mots, that the Marvel 1 cabinet was like the dream lineup of games.
No, it was, right? As far as from the 90s. Yeah. And to be fair, now I know you think like $2.99 is a fair price, but if this never came out, if this doesn't come out, never happened, go look up what a Marvel 2 arcade machine goes for. Yeah. Believe me,
Oz has a Marvel 2 arcade machine actually.
Okay,
he knows how much they go for. Straight up.
So $5.99 is not to go like, oh, that's too much. When you be like, if you wanted a Marvel 2 arcade machine legit, you $5.99 is a giveaway.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's if you were getting the arcade Marvel 2.
Yeah, there's no final product out. I know where you're getting at, though. There's no final product out, right? But there has been some feedback. Okay, so I got a few more points to go over. So all right, so we went over. There's a coin door that looks cool. There's only one new game, right? So I mean, for me, Mots, it's give or take as far as like if I bought the first one, let's say I was a Marvel 2, like Marvel 2 was my favorite game of all time, right?
Yeah.
I favor Marvel 1 over Marvel 2, but you probably know why, right? War Machine's
War
Machine was good in it, right? So for me, I'd rather have a Marvel 1 cabinet, but have Marvel 2 in it. You know what I mean? Like, than this one, but that's a dream cabinet that can happen. But if I owned the one before this, you're right. It would almost be impossible to justify buying it. Like, impossible. Yeah. Like, you're talking about $600 for something that's 7/8 of what you have already.
Yeah. If you had the one before, and that's the thing is, I know many people, and the thing is, the first one did sell out, so people did buy it. So it's not like you be like, oh, well, not everybody got the first one because but it sold out.
Yeah,
it sold out.
Yep, it did
pretty fast
everywhere. Yeah, it didn't sell out the gate, but it within a couple months it was tapped out.
Because the thing is, so all the previous versions, like the arcade, the Arcade1up machines, you were able to sit on it and be like, oh, I'll get it when I have the money. Yeah, this one, the Marvel one, you couldn't. and I
Correct.
thought you could. Even I
Correct.
thought like
Same
there was
here. I
not.
took the same gamble. Yep.
I went. There is not that many Marvel fans that are gonna sell out the machine. Like I know it's a niche group, but no.
No, I
But
thought exact.
it's
You are literally saying all the exact same justifications. Where
yeah,
it's like it's Marvel 1, bro. It ain't Marvel 2.
yeah.
Like I would tell
Yeah.
myself this shit. It ain't gonna sell out. Not that
I
many
was
people
like,
like Marvel 1.
I was like, Walmart so sat on the Marvel superheroes machine for like a year,
Yeah.
and I was like,
And the
I'll
pack,
get them.
and that gave us hope, right? That like we'd see these other ones get there eventually, right? We saw the Mortal Kombat, the Pac-Man,
Yeah.
the OG Street Fighter. Yeah, so I mean, which you're right, and I think it's fair to say that Marvel 2 has a very further popularity casual base than Marvel 1 did.
If you ever get a chance, out of topic really quick, if you ever get a chance, look up what's on the Mortal Kombat machine. That's actually a good.
Oh yeah,
that's a
dude, the
god-
latest one that has
great-
like 1 through Ultimate.
No, a Gauntlet.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's bad, dude.
It's Gauntlet on it.
That's
it's
random,
all midway.
but that's bad.
It's all midway. It's got midway shit. It's
That's
got
random
it's
and
got
that's
all
bad.
the
No, the
Yeah, it's
one
got
the one
all
has
the-
the rated on the side. Like I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
Like damn, a Mortal Kombat, like all the Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
bro. Like that's
yeah one is
dope.
yeah one of them was it's all the Mortal Kombats, and there's like 3 or 4 games that are not fighting games on it.
Just some midway shits.
Yeah, it's a midway game. I saw Gauntlet left. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah. That's pretty dope. I gotta really look into that. I didn't even know they came with side games like that. That's dope. That's dope. All right, so this one, another
what's
feature
the
of
next
it,
one?
it's gonna have crossplay, meaning that. So I don't know if you, I'm sure you know this, Mats, but these machines can go Wi-Fi and fight each other, right?
yeah, I know that.
So this one will be able to fight all of the people who have the previous caps. So you don't. So if I have you have a Marvel 1 cab, I have a Marvel 2 cab. We can both play Marvel 1 and all the
Marvel
games
1,
below.
yeah.
Obviously, we can't play Marvel 2 together, right?
No,
But,
all right.
but so that it's gonna have that. They have an 8-way Octagate in there. So that's a little bit of a difference from what we grew up with, right? It's an interesting choice. These were pretty much 360s back in the day. This is be funky, right? I know everyone played on the Japanese stuff and we learned about square gates and fight sticks, but back in the 90s, right? These had there's the 360s, the J3, they're not J360s, but the 360s, right?
Yeah.
So
They
now
basically were they had the moss sticks in them.
Yep, exactly. With
Yeah.
the concave buttons and everything, right? So they even have
Yeah,
that.
it
They
was-
have the kind of the older, outdated. Now we use the more rounder buttons, not the concaves. And they have an Octagate in there, which is interesting because the Japanese style was square gate, American style was 360, but this is like the hybrid. This is the one I use. I find this the most effective, but not a lot of people think that. So they have an 8-way gate. That's interesting. A VLE monitor. So that's a slightly upgraded monitor from the ones before. So this is closer to like a Naomi monitor in that, you know how when you go sideways and it starts to like blur out? This one you can go like almost directly sideways and you can still see a clear image. So it's a slightly better monitor than the previous Arcade1ups. So I definitely want to mention that because maybe they needed a different monitor because they have a Naomi game, right? So it's just interesting. Just want to put all the pros and cons out there, right? Input lag. The test demos every test demo that they showed of this, there was a mention of input lag.
Yeah. Not to distract anybody from here, but yeah, look up Justin Wong's video.
Yeah.
He played at Evo, and he had his.
He has what?
No, he had his, and he mentions that too. That
It's input lag. Yeah. And there was, and he's not the only one. Like I've actually seen 3 or 4 like hands-on reviews of this, like from IG Games. You know, I saw a few of them, and there was the input lag was mentioned, right? But every time they mentioned input lag, they mentioned that it's not a finished product and blah 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 blah, right? So, what's your take on that, Mats? As far as like, how does that put you as far as hopeful?
I
the
think
gameplay experience.
because just like the Marvel one, this is selling to a particular crowd. Nobody's going like, "Hey, an arcade machine with some games on it."
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going like this is dedicated.
Gamers.
It's going to basically every machine's gonna have someone's name on it, and so I think they will appeal to that crowd. I think if there is, especially in a game that that makes or breaks with input lag,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they might go through it. Now, as far as the Wi-Fi goes, I don't know what they're going to do about that. But I think when they have, I think they may fix or tone down the in-home offline.
Yeah, like that might be a better experience than the Wi-Fi, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, a fair point I think to make though is that some of these fightcade games and older, like CPS games and older, it's not like they need a tremendous amount of data to sustain the online experience. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say here. Like for Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, like a lot of data has to be sent. But for these
Yeah.
for these old like CPS 2 games and Fightcade experiences, I've seen, I mean, obviously Wi-Fi is never optimal, but I feel like you can get away with a little bit more in those older games with Wi-Fi than you can with the newer games. Almost like the newer games, it's like laughable, right? You try to do something in Marvel Infinite,
right.
Wi-Fi, it's laughable. But on Fightcade Wi-Fi, some people kind of make it work a little bit.
It depends. On most games, it's really good. So, all right. So, Jacob is saying the Arcade1up MVC1, the online is dope. Online is dope because it is a CPS2 board.
Yeah,
Or
it's like
CPS
free. It's like
that is good.
low
So,
transfers.
what a lot of people don't understand is so far, Marvel 2, the Naomi board wasn't designed really with online in mind.
Yeah.
And so, besides the PS2 version, which was kind of built up on its own to do PS2 shit on the 360 version or the Xbox version or whatever, which is why they're crap because they were stripped down and built again. The PS3 version and the Xbox, the ones that did get online, those still have to use the Naomi build and basically port it over. And those are hard architects that never had online in mind. And that's why they always go online weird.
Yeah. No, I mean, you make a good point in that, like, even Marvel 3 suffers from this, I feel like. In that you can tell that the offline experience was paramount and that online was added as an afterthought. And I don't mean an afterthought, but like it wasn't prioritized, right? And and obviously with this, like online is added 20 years later, so obviously it's by default is an afterthought, right? They didn't think about it at all when they were making the game, right? As far as online experience, yeah, you're right. So trying to insert online, even with rollback, on something that was never built and never meant to do that, yeah, you're never gonna get that seamless.
No, and it's just that, and it's not that it wasn't. It's just that it's on the last. It was on the last build of non-thing. The Naomi board, if you guys ever get a chance to do research, the Naomi board was a work of art, but at the same time a hassle.
Yeah, it was a very particular system.
Sega wanted to make a system. Sega wanted to make a board that basically only catered to them, and it was hard to work with unless you were Sega themselves. And the only people that jumped on board with it was Capcom. That's why all the Capcom fighters at the time, I think they got an exclusive. So the Naomi board, I think, covers Power Stone, Technomancer, Marvel 2, and I think that's about it. And then everything else is Sega games.
The gunning game, was that on Naomi? Cannon Spike? Or was that in between? I don't know why.
No. Cannon Spike is on Dreamcast, but that is not on the Naomi board. That's actually that. That uses the same thing, I think, like the PS1 stuff used.
I see. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It was very like particular software that was like, yeah, it wasn't widespread, but Capcom did jump on it, right? So they have some stuff. But yeah.
So
go ahead.
No, that's what it is. So it's particularly building a port of Marvel 2 is just always, if you want it to play like it did on the Sega, you have to build it weird.
Yeah, it hasn't been like flawlessly emulated, and then you're talking about online added to it. Yeah, it's almost it's virtually impossible, if not impossible, to create like the exact same experience you would have in an arcade, right, or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. The sacrifices are going to be made, right? So you're rebuilding it. I'm curious the build they're going to use, though, right? Obviously, are they just adding rollback to the Naomi build? Are they taking some of the architecture from the PS3 builds? I'm curious, like, because it looks like Arcade Perfect when they're showing it, but what does that look like when they go online with it, though, right? Maybe that's a whole new beast, right? Is what they use, right? So I'm interested in how that's going to pan out.
I think they're gonna go with the last build they use, which is the PS3 360 build.
I mean, they're gonna not do the widescreen, right?
No.
So even then they will have to adjust it. They can't just port it. They're gonna have to do something, right? They're gonna have to do something.
Because the last build was built to put online.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can tell. I mean, the online, like the PS3 and the Xbox Marvel 2, I mean, it's online. It jumps around in chunks, but you can tell they built it to be online. You can tell that.
No,
you can tell where they made sacrifices to make it play smooth. You could see it, like when you're playing it.
No, yeah, Marvel 2 Online on the PS3 and 360. That's actually some of the better fighting online.
I agree. No, I agree.
But the sacrifice was regional determined. So like a Marvel, you can like it's saying Infinite and you're playing Hulk Polan or something. Infinite does really good at we're gonna play someone from the
Philippines.
From the Mid America or whatever.
Oh yeah, like El Salvador.
Yeah. But if you play Marvel 2 online, dude, you can't go out and be like, the minute if you're playing somebody like LA to New York, you're already feeling it.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That's the point I was trying to make earlier, where like some of the older games can like do some amazing things, I think, because they don't have to transfer that much data. But you're saying your Marvel 2 experience, it does transfer some significant data, right? And I do agree with you that Marvel 2 online definitely does not look as smooth as like CPS 2 games online, as far as like how much they're required to like transfer. Yeah. All right, a couple other things about it. Some interesting stuff about online. Like, the online. Do you feel like the online experience is going to make or break this, or people are in it for like the trophy display thing of it?
I think it's going to be a half and half for that.
So you think there's going to be a genuine interest of people who want this to play good online?
I think the majority of the people getting this will be MVC2 heads.
Yeah, I agree too.
Who are still to this day looking for the perfect online experience, because Marvel 2 does not have the perfect online experience.
Yeah, I mean, can it ever get it if it was not built for that? Right? It's
a whole different thing. Yeah, it's one of those like, man, if you can find and Null DC is good and all that stuff, but it's Marvel 2 doesn't have its perfect. Yeah. And I mean, no game has the perfect online port, but you can tell some games were meant to still be fun online. Like Marvel, like Marvel Infinite's online is I hate to say this, but if you wanted to settle some beef, you can settle it online in Marvel Infinite.
What the online and offline win and loss kind of things is sort of 1-to-1. I remember you covered this this specific topic a long time ago, Marvel Monday. Yeah, like you don't. I mean, obviously, there's going to be the opportunities online, but for the most part, it's reciprocal connection's good.
I mean, you can take this in any context you want, but when it comes to Marvel, online matters.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does. Definitely does. So I heard Justin Wong say this in one of his videos, because he about 4 or 5 days ago he made his own kind of just Arcade1up video, like not the one where he's talking about it, just where it's just kind of his take on his role in it and stuff, right? It's a good video. Shout out to Justin Wong. So he said something about an Ethernet option. I'm not sure if he was joking or not, or if he said that just to put it in our brains, or what that's all about. But if this had an Ethernet option, Mots, how much more of a sell or like feature do you think that's worth? Like, how big is that benefit?
Oh, if this gets a wired connection, there's
game changer, like game changer.
Most definitely. If you went like, oh yeah, this can wire it up, I'd be like, dang, I literally would unhook my computer whenever I played this.
Turn off the Netflix. We're playing some Marvel.
Yeah, hold on. I'm playing Marvel. I gotta unhook my shit and play Marvel.
I do agree that if you're going to play any of these games, not just Marvel 2, any of them online, and you have the option for internet, yeah, that alone might be worth $100 more. Straight up.
I haven't played it in maybe a year, so I haven't played Marvel 2 online in a long time. It's on my PS3. But I put the wire in the PS3.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
So I gotta
with Marvel, it's like a non-negotiable, low key.
Yeah, there's three ways to play Marvel 2. Offline, wired online, not wired online. And there's 3 differences between the 3.
Yeah, straight up.
And
all right, so Ethernet option. I don't know if it's a rumor. He did say it. Like if you look at the video, he says something about Ethernet. So I don't know if he's playing around or just putting that in our brains, but never really committing to it. I don't know. But if that pans out, that would definitely be the biggest upgrade between this cabinet and the previous one. That'd be
most definitely
straight up. I think even more than Marvel 2 being on it. The fact that there's an Ethernet cable, right? So here's hoping, man. Here's hoping on that one. Another thing, they're trying to do rollback on it. Not even trying to. They said they're gonna have rollback. So this again opens the door to like, what build are they exactly using, right? Like, is it the PlayStation build or is it the Xbox build? Like,
I think when it comes to online, so here's the thing. Just to throw it out the window, if you guys don't know, technically wise, if they want to use the arcade build, they have to build it again. There's no porting it. There's no porting the arcade build. The arcade build is only for the arcade, and after that, it's got to be rebuilt to do anything else with it, especially if you want to put it online. So if they're going to use a previous build, the only build left to use is the one that's already been online. So they can tweak. So they can tweak that. They can tweak that one to get that internet to work. And I always joke around, and I say just because for the fun, I'd be like, "Oh, the easiest one to port is going to be the PS2 build."
So
shit. This build is so shit.
No, but here's the thing, though. They said this, and dig this, Mats. But see, I don't know if they're gonna have a different online versus offline, right? Like if I play, okay.
No, I lost you.
Oh yeah. All right, refresh. We're back. All right. I don't know what happened there. Refresh the chat, guys. We're back. Got a quick spike. I got a lag spike. Someone's playing Marvel 2 next door.
Dude, plug the hard line in. Plug the hard line. Stop streaming wireless.
Streaming the wireless. So here's what they said, Mats. They said that they have all of the characters pre-installed so that you don't have to go through the hassle of unlocking everyone. And I think they alluded to that you have the arcade version with all of the credits done.
No. So that alludes. Oh, we forgot a build. Shit. So they could be going with the Dreamcast build.
Yeah.
All right, so if you don't know this, so if people don't know this at all, the arcade build and the Dreamcast build are not the same game.
They don't even look the same. You could spot those
are not the same game. And I'm not talking just where the characters are placed on the menu. I mean, there's stuff actually in the game that's different from the arcade. Arcade build is unique. Every iteration of it going from the PS2 to whatever takes after the Dreamcast build. The arcade build is unique to its own, and so I think if they and if anybody who played the Dreamcast version, you had to unlock everybody just as you did with the arcade.
Yep. So I don't know if they're talking about that you have the arcade ROM and they unlocked all the credits, or if you have the DC ROM and they unlocked all the VMU stuff. They just said that they're giving you the version already loaded with characters. So that makes me wonder, is it going to be the arcade version?
Yeah.
And this also
So
makes me think, are they going to use a different version when you play local or one player versus when you go online? Like that could be very possible, right? That they have, you play the ROM, arcade ROM when you play, and then when you play online, they shoot you to some PlayStation build. Like
that's stretching it because that means they would have to put 2 games in there to do that.
yeah, but
and I
one
don't
would
think,
just be a fresh port and wouldn't even have to worry about it.
well, no, that could be. I mean, I honestly doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, but them saying, it sounded to me like they were alluding that you're getting the arcade version with the
Hold on.
credits already unlocked.
So yeah, if it's the arcade, and if you were to ask any MVC2 player, the definitive version is the Dreamcast version. It
that's
isn't
the
the arcade.
that's
You'd be
the
like,
more played version at this point, straight up.
nobody goes like, oh yeah, we wish it was the arcade version. No, if the arcade version has tweaks such as startup time, chip damage, like
Yeah.
that's all changed in the arcade version.
Yeah, there's definitely
And plus,
some differences.
even Jaco mentioned it. Arcade version has slowdown, a lot of slowdown, and when the screen gets full.
Yeah, maybe it's a mix. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know, man. What's funny is like what we're asking here is probably like the biggest thing we want to know, right? Is like, how are they gonna get this lag out? What versions are they using, and how are they doing this online? So,
But the thing is,
I mean, the pre-orders are coming pretty soon, like in like 3 weeks, right? 2 weeks.
October something. So,
No, I think it's September, bro. I think it's literally like 2 weeks from now.
oh, is it 9? Oh yeah, it's 9/4 something.
Yeah. So
Because the thing is, I think if they go with that, I think it's going to be the Dreamcast version because the Dreamcast version already has a digital internet presence. You can go and download.
I kind of want to relook at the video and just see, because sometimes you could spot it. You could spot the version.
So
But everything could change anyway. So
yeah, you can go online. You can go online and find the Dreamcast version and download it or whatever, or play. I think that's the version LTC uses and all that stuff. You can grab the arcade version. Arcade version is only in one spot. That's the Naomi port.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think they're using it.
Yeah. Plus, I think that would be more obnoxious to convert.
Well, if they were to convert the arcade version, they have to break it down and they have to rebuild it, which I don't think they're going to put that much investment into.
Yeah, they have to break down a Naomi board at that too. So yeah, pre-orders are 9/8. Yeah, that's like 2 weeks, man. That's like little over 2 weeks. But yeah, so one more thing since we're mentioning everything. Yeah, this is crazy. It does have the cheap buttons and the cheap stick. So it gotta let you guys know, right? So even though these parts are gonna be sub arcade quality, right? So there's top qualities like the Japanese Sanwa Samitsu stuff, JLF sticks, all of that.
Yeah.
The grade below that would probably be like your Moss and 360. Below that is probably what's on this cabinet, right? So they let you know right off the get that these are not the premium parts. Like these are de facto parts.
But this is like the first one where it becomes important. That's what everyone looks in. So I did not look into that. What does the previous cabinet have? What does the Marvel 1 cabinet?
Same thing.
Oh,
they have most serious collectors make it a point to put an extra like $100, $75, $80 to flip out the buttons and stick.
Yeah.
Like, because they are below. I mean, you know what it is, right? When you play these games, like these are those games that demand these sticks and buttons. Like it's that game, right? It's Marvel 2. You need the ROM, like you know, like you need to do it. Like
so it comes with the GameWorks.
It comes with the Mayflash shit. It comes with the Mayflash shit. You know what I mean? You gotta get rid of those bad boys.
Do you remember every time you would go into GameWorks and the Marvel 2 machine, half the shit didn't work?
Yep.
You couldn't hit down. That was those parts. All right.
Yeah. At least the buttons aren't like, you know, one concave, one convex, you know? The real arcade experience. You know, where the roundhouse button might just pop out.
Yeah, the real experience is if the buttons was set up like fucking King of Fighters is on the wrong machine.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, like, why does this Marvel? I played one like that. Only one though. Where, like, you're like
I remember
It looked like a hitbox setup, bro. Like the way the buttons
Oh,
are set.
I remember it wasn't Marvel 2, but I couldn't tell you what game it was. It was a Capcom Street Fighter game. It was a 6-button layout game
I played
on
it
like a
that,
Mortal. It was like on a Mortal Kombat machine.
No, that's the Samurai Showdown 5 machine, but they put like a Marvel in it or
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I was like, you're missing some buttons here. I can't kick.
like your shit's like in a row. Like instead of a grid, it's just like in a curved row.
And the buttons weren't even lined up correctly. And I mean, like, it wasn't like punch, punch, kick, kick either. It was like, what the hell? Like, it's all just.
I'm gonna buy one of these mods and custom make that cabinet.
Heck no. You have to play like the Sega Genesis. Yep, 4 buttons at the same time to switch to kicks. And like, all right.
I do remember some funky setups. Like I remember one specifically like that, where it's like, bro, people aren't even trying to play this serious. It's over. Like, why is light kick sideways of light punch? It should be middle punch right there. All right. So there's the breakdown of it. So just,
Why the
go ahead.
moveset shows me how to play Donkey Kong?
Yeah, dude. It's showing me how to do like Garo Mark of the Wolves shit. Like, this cabinet's not built for this. All right, let's check out some stuff from their
I have a grenade button.
Why do I have a grenade button in Marvel? Thank you. All right, 9/8 is the date. I clicked to get text, bro. I want to get a text when this shit goes on sale. Fuck my email. Fuck checking my email. I want to text to know this shit. All right, Wi-Fi enabled for online play. See, it doesn't say Ethernet on the page. That's why I think Justin is trolling or like pulling a slick one, All right, claw like Wolverine, bringing you authentic experience, mid-size form factor, blah blah blah. All right. Features Marvel's Capcom 2, Marvel's Capcom, Marvel Supers vs. Street Fighter. You know what, Mots? I would probably leave this on Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter attract mode. That game has the best audio attract mode of all of them.
Welcome to the
Yeah. That one just. Are you ready, true believers? Like it has the attract mode, like the attract mode. People always say that Marvel 1 has the best like vibe / art style / audio, like kind of like the package, right? But I feel like the only one thing I disagree with is that putting Mega Man as the announcer is a downgrade from the Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter announcer. That announcer is the fucking shit, dude. The
whole track mode with the electricity in the back.
Yeah, dude. But just the way it sounds, like even not looking at that one, that's the one I'd want to hear. In the back.
That's what
like, yeah, dude. It's like a comic, bro. It's like a comic come to life. Yeah, that one's dope. Are you ready, true believer? I would just have that running. X-Men Street Fighter, has a dope track mode too. Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of Atom, Mutant Apocalypse, and Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems. Does this game cabinet need a lift? Has the custom riser. So the riser's included. There is no stool, even though it's a $600 bad boy. There's no stool.
If it's coming with the riser, though, that's also...
Yeah, it has the little lift. Yeah, but no stool on the $600 bad boy. Interesting, because the Marvel 1 did come with a stool in the premium one. And it had a custom artwork on the stool. I
was going to say, that the stool alone right there would go for money.
You can buy the stool. The stool didn't sell out as fast as the cabinet. You can still kind of find the stool here and there.
It would have been funny if the stool sold out, but the cabinet didn't.
People just want that side art. They want to sit on the side art. All right, does the cabinet lift?
What? You know the counter? The counter at my house that has between the kitchen and the dining room?
Yeah.
I have that middle counter?
Yeah.
I'm just going to get 3 Marvel seats on the one side so you can sit on one side of it just on 3 Marvel stools.
Joe, because this is right there, just all set up in a panel. Dude, they make good tabletop ones because that one actually would fit with a tabletop one. Like I saw a Galaga tabletop one, I was like, God damn, dude, this shit looks dope. Like without the riser, you know what I mean? All right, they have a video on this. They have a. Oh, go ahead, Mutz.
If the Arcade1up would do Nintendo games, I'd be all over that.
Do you remember that Zelda cabinet?
Zelda? No.
I gotta send it to you, Mutz. Somebody did a Zelda 1 cabinet in the art style of Donkey Kong.
No, I thought you meant like the official. I was like, I don't know.
There's no official. It's too baller to be official. But somebody put an NES into a cabinet. But what makes it look dope is it looks like Nintendo's artwork at that time. Like he took all the little sprites from the book and put them around the cap. I'll just show it to you, dude. It literally looks like it belongs in that set with Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. All right, Marvel 2 cabinet has returned. They got a quick video. Let's see. Let's see what it's all about.
You can't give it up. What the hell?
Ready?
Marvel versus Capcom.
Damn, they're just gonna hit you with the sound. I like that. They're just gonna hit you with the sound right away to let you know, like it's just to hit you in the nostalgic feels. But yeah, shouts Marvel 2. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, the massive Marvel fans, kick ass with your favorite. Please note credit card will be charged. Blah 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 blah. Okay, here's some facts here.
Well, I was looking at young Kevin Samuels right there.
Abba Breach. Abba Breach is shit. Wi-Fi live online play. Okay, we already said that. Exclusive panel side art. Non-nostalgic. That's new. Custom riser. Light up marquee. Light up marquees are dope. Includes 8 classic games. A headphone jack. Oh, we didn't cover that. It has a headphone jack. That's a game changer. That's worth $100. The list of games. The dimensions. Okay, that's it. That's all it's going to have. Okay.
If it had Bluetooth, then that's a different story.
Yeah, like why would it the headphone jack? It's like remember the old SNK cabinets had headphone jacks?
Is there?
Yeah, they used to have it right up there by the 1-player side. Or no, 2-player side, they'd have the little headphone jack. Yeah. So it's interesting. So the biggest pros and the biggest cons, Mats. What do you think? What's the biggest pro? Okay, I want to say this because I definitely want to talk about this. This is kind of the rant, boys.
Rantatouille.
Rantatouille. No, it's not actually a rant. What kind of? Do you think
No.
there's any plans for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to be released as a software only in the future? Now,
Like on Steam or something?
now that it's clear that Marvel and Capcom has at least to some degree worked out some legalities and licensing conversations, is it realistic for us to anticipate Marvel 2 being released as a software on current platforms?
Oh, God.
And if so, are they delaying it by doing this $600 price tag first? Because my thoughts are, if you shook hands and made the deal, why is it not on PS5? And I started to think like, well, maybe they're going to do it like this because this is the only commercial release you can get.
No, see,
And
here's
then
how it
maybe
goes.
after some months or some time has gone by, because they've already sat in the offices and flown in the planes and met, maybe there's something in the pipeline. What's your thought on that whole thought?
Ready?
The whole theory, Mats?
You ready?
Break it down. Like, what do you think? Because I thought, like, maybe, you know?
I'm going to show you how I would do it. Marvel vs. Capcom. We all know. You know this. We know this. Not just Marvel 2. Marvel vs. Capcom as a whole serves a small community, not a large community. It is a niche. Even in the fighting game community, it is no longer the foothold it once had. That belongs now to Tekken and Smash and
Infinite,
So-
Infinite did some damage. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Guilty Gear, Street Fighter. That's where fighting is. There's a small group keeping this alive. It's not dead, but they're keeping it alive.
It's the old man section of evil.
So if you release Marvel 2 as a single software on Steam or on PlayStation 5, you are catering to a small market. So if you were to sell it for 20 bucks, let's be generous at 20 bucks, and maybe a few hundred people buy it, right?
Okay.
If you want to buy it, you make a few $1,000s, whatever. If you cater to that small market with a $600 price tag,
Mhm. And
you
you
do
attach
not.
the nostalgia of the cabinet itself.
Mhm. So this is how you make a lot of money marketing to a small demographic.
Yeah, I think you have me sold. I think you're right. I think financially, fiscally, this move makes the most sense
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to even releasing it on a software as a
It's
software. But
really
I
going
also
like
think
I
too,
have.
like if you're there and they're already talking, like it's possible, right? Like it's possible. Capcom and Marvel are signing current papers about licenses. So, what do you think? Do you think it's even possible for it to happen? Because you're right. The way you explain it doesn't make it sound likely.
All right, Jekyll Man remake more saying MVC2 sold a lot on PS3 and 360 back in the day, though. All right, keyword of that sentence: back in the day.
Yeah, it's getting further and further
Marvel,
from arcade heads being like a big part of the market. I agree with that.
when MVC2 sold on Marvel 3, I mean when MVC2 sold on PS3 and 360, Marvel still had another 10 years on the Evo marquee.
Yeah,
Marvel doesn't have that anymore.
yeah.
Marvel didn't even get it with its last Marvel game. So, yes, if Marvel 2 comes out now, it is not sounding like it did though in 2009.
You're right. Even because in that grab, it was a nostalgia. So it's almost like that ship. I won't say it sailed completely, but a lot of those, sailors are not on that boat no more, kind of thing. Yeah, it's an interesting point. That's a very interesting point, and makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because it's almost like they're attaching the arcade nostalgia with the Marvel 2 nostalgia here, right? Where they wouldn't be doing that if they were selling the software by itself. They would just be selling Marvel 2 software. All right, Jacob says they did that with the TMNT Arcade1up cabs. They sold the cabs and then the collections coming out. Yeah, right. The order of operations, right?
I mean, the TMNT.
I just look at it like Marvel and Capcom are in business together, right? So I don't want to, you know what I mean? If they're in business together, they're in business together, and they're in business specifically for the Marvel 2 license, right? So
I think
maybe they'll
I
extend
think,
that further,
no, I think it's a huge possibility. I wouldn't bet against it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
It's like even if this was their goal, they're like 3/4 the way of just making it a console release at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
and this is good advertising for it to be like, hey, I've always wanted to play Marvel 2 online. I don't have the $600, but it's out there now. So let's do a console release for people who are back into it.
yeah,
But,
not the worst.
But,
Go ahead.
if that does happen where we get a software release or collection, that's the version of Marvel 2 we're gonna get.
The one that's on this cab?
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Whatever's on that cabinet, that's what's gonna be on the collection.
Maybe. I mean, they already built it, right? Maybe they're building it. Maybe that's why they're taking long. They want to import it to everything. Has crossplay? Who knows what's going to happen, right? But yeah, I doubt it's going to have crossplay because the other ones didn't have crossplay with any consoles. But yeah, everyone on MVC2. Yeah, there's a demand for it, but see, Jaco and me, and Mott's even to a degree, we kind of live in this universe where Marvel's the biggest thing, right? And that's not this universe. That's not the real universe. Matter of fact, that ain't even the Capcom universe. Like, if you just think about Capcom fans, there's Street Fighter's the shit now. And that's not even the FGC. If you want to get even further, Capcom ain't even that the biggest. They kind of like weren't as big as they used to be as far as pulling the FGC now. They share that space now.
No, this is the way I would.
So we just get further and further, like from our little Marvel bubble. You know what I mean? Like
when you say everyone wants MVC2 on new systems, it's everyone who still plays Marvel 2 wants Marvel 2 on.
Everyone like you and me, Jaco. We're not everyone. You and me and Mott's, right? And all the people in the chat, right? But that's not everyone. Isn't enough people.
If Marvel 2 comes out on Steam or PS5 or whatever, I will bet $1,000 nobody sees Julius Jackson. Not everybody. It's people who are still playing.
Yeah. No one's coming out of retirement for the shit. I get it. Yeah. You're gonna see Duck Doe. You're gonna see Duck Doe fighting Roundhouse. Straight up. All right, that's crazy stuff. Any last thought? Yeah, I definitely wanted to say I do think. Okay, here I want to also ask you this, Mats.
Do I try and get it? Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but Maximilian started a hashtag saying free MVC2. He wanted to start a hashtag so that it can gain traction, get the attention of the developers so that they could release this game officially again. So he made that video, and now we have this. Would you consider this as MVC2 being freed? Or is this more like a $600 hostage negotiation and it ain't really free anyway after that? What's your take on that? That's it. We got it, guys. We got what we asked for. Or you think we're not there yet because it's not a console thing?
No, I think I would take this as a good sign that the console chance is possible. That's what when I went like, when I saw they were releasing it, I was like, we may get the collection. This, because when people say we want a Marvel vs. Capcom collection, this is it.
Yeah,
this is it. This is in the film. It happened. It happened.
Yeah,
this is it.
No,
and now that it exists, it will be possible to be like, hey, can you put it on Steam with all the online shenanigans? Yeah. It may happen.
Yeah. At this point, do you feel it is appropriate to say MVC2 is freed? Or do you think this is a sign that it may be freed? What's your... Because I don't know. I don't know. Right. Like someone coming out with some standalone cabinet saying, hey, we got the game out to the public again. I don't know if I could really say that the game's free at that point. I don't mean like free from cost. You know what I mean?
No. This is how I say it. This is the best analogy I can think of because it can still go either way. MVC2 is out on bail.
It's up for $600 bail.
Nope, it's out on bail. It's not free just yet.
It's so facts though. Is MVC2 freed? Nah, it's on bail. $6 bills. Are you gonna get it out? Are you gonna get it out?
No, it's on bail. There's still, you're on bail, but you're still under judgment. So
yeah, because if this flops, it ain't happening. I get what you're saying. If no one, I mean, I doubt it's gonna flop, right? I think they're gonna make limited supplies and it's gonna sell out. But in those weird multiverse that it flops, zero chance that they're gonna release the software after that. I totally agree with that. I agree with that. But like I said, if it sells out, let's say it sells out the first few days, like a week or something. I mean, how can Capcom not take notice of that as far as a re-release? As for consoles, like, how could they not know? Even if they don't do it, you got to, like, if it sells out instantly, like, I think Capcom would be dumb to not like notice that. But they do dumb moves, right? Like Capcom's the king of doing dumb moves. But you're right. This might be the bail. This might be the test. This might be the test market to see if we even want to go that route as far as a console release. On bail, Marvel on bail. I like how that's actually, I don't know if you know, but that was the actual name of the podcast. Has Arcade1up freed Marvel 2? And I think your answer is the definitive answer of the question that was proposed on this particular podcast. Shit's on bail. Shit's on bail,
dude. Jaco, I would put. I bet you too. I bet you this. If you don't pre-order this at midnight or whenever the release is, you're gonna miss out.
I agree. And I'm literally shifting like Matcherino funds and PayPal funds as we speak to see if this thing even makes sense. Yeah. To see if this even makes sense. Because here's the thing. I don't want to say this because I don't want to be that guy that starts this thing. But if you're able to get your hands on this, you can just get your money back right away. It's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be one of those things. You know what I'm saying, Mats? Like, I don't want to call out the
no, that is true.
The people versus the Indians. You know what I'm talking about? But like,
no. See, here's the thing about that. Like, I agree with you. It is, and I've done that on stuff that it's not a hassle. Yeah, but it's such a big cabinet. That's basically overhead in your house. You literally be like, I'm not a store, but I got a refrigerator that's taking up space.
I got product.
I got product that needs to get moved like right now. I'm not a supermarket, but I made me on.
No, but you know what I'm saying though. You like like I know what you're saying. Like if you're in the business of collecting hair, right? If you're in the business of collecting the top of people's domes and selling them, right? Based on how the Marvel 1 played out, and based on how much more casually Marvel 2 was bigger than Marvel 1, I would almost want to guarantee that this is going to sell out.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. Now the Marvel 1 sold out. Marvel 1 came and went.
That's
like,
Marvel
if
1,
you didn't get
bro.
it,
Marvel
you
2, like, shit
no.
as far as popularity.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing I'm talking about. The interesting fact. Arcade1up games, so the arcade, like the Pac-Man, the Marvel superheroes, the Mortal Kombat, the Ninja Turtles, all that stuff.
NBA Jam?
What? No, NBA Jam. Those come out, they sell moderately, and then later on in the lifespan, get a restock, redistribution, re-release. Marvel 1 machine did not get that. If you did not get it...
Go ahead, Mats. Go ahead.
When the Marvel 1 machine dropped, there was no restock for that. The minute it was gone, it was gone. You had to go in Best Buy and find it, or you had to get it on, whatever, because they don't sell it from their own site. They tell you to go where you can find it, and most of it was Best Buy. Right. It's funny that Marvel 1 did sell out when it came out and did not get a re-up, where every other game did. Pac-Man came out, I think, 5 times.
Yeah.
And then all this is, but Marvel 1, even for selling it, I think it's the fastest selling game for Arcade1up's entire library. I don't think no game has
lived run.
And it's the shortest lived run.
Yeah. So I would imagine that licenses come into play. Right? Like if you're trying to sell Marvel and Capcom, because the licenses work like this. They're either going to sell it for a limited number of time, or they put a cap on the number of units. When they acquire the license, they can't just make these until they want to make them for 50 years. Like the license is going to be, you can make them for 5 years, you can make them for a year, or the license will have like a quantity. You can make 10,000 of these, right? So I imagine that because Marvel/Disney's involved and Capcom's involved, maybe the reason we didn't get the most popular one in more quantities was because there was stricter licensing around it. It's very, I mean, it's Disney. You're talking about Disney, right? Like
I didn't think we would ever. I thought we wouldn't get any release of any old Marvel Capcom games once Disney bought them out, because I thought that was it. I was like, all right, now that Disney got it, they don't want. Because to be honest,
they don't let their shit out like that. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
No, and they don't want anything Marvel that's not their Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's true, if that's the reason why the Marvel 1 cabinet had a very short run, then this might have the same fate. If anything, trickier licenses, right? Like you got more licenses in this game than Marvel 1 by far. Like you have 56 IPs and negotiations to work out, right? So yeah. So yeah, I mean, writing on the wall, this bad boy might sell out. Writing on the wall, if you can fork the cost of this bad boy, you might be able to relieve yourself of it for significantly more money than you paid. Especially like if you said, like I know you said reasons against it, but especially if you can actually hold on to it for a minute. You know what I mean? But I suspect that even it's going to be PS5 status where you'll be able to at least get a somewhat of a markup right away.
To be honest though, that kills it. If this comes out, and because there's a whole I want to play Marvel 2 type thing. If this comes out and then they do release the Steam collection, this becomes a harder sell.
Yeah, but see, also this is why I feel like they're doing it in this order, right? I mean, your reasons, the reasons you said is good, is because it's a niche market. Like we're gonna grab the few for the big costs, as opposed to try to get everybody for $20, and that makes sense when it's niche. But my theory is that they're gonna do this. They're gonna hold Marvel 2 by the nuts, hold us by the nuts for Marvel 2, and then once we fork out the $6, not we meaning the people who are willing to buy it, then they're gonna throw out the collection for us and the casuals, right? That's my suspicion. My suspicion is I would find it hard for them to go this far into it and not really milk the software, right? After obtaining the license. But maybe hardwares and arcades have different type of licenses than softwares, and because when they sell a toy, like when you sell an actual toy and not a software, and this is considered a toy, they usually do product amounts, not product duration. It's usually like you can sell 10,000 of these, not you can sell it for a year, right? So I don't know, man. Like there's so much in the air about it. Like I suspect that Marvel 2 software is around the corner.
I think so.
One, it's either already planned and they just want to get us for 6 bills first, or two, they're on the fence and this is gonna sell out and they're gonna be like, of course we got to release it. Of course we got to release it. The first one sold out, the second one sold out. Like, of course we got to release it, you know? But
what if they release it and it's cross-play with the machine?
I was saying that. Like, I was even saying, like, because I even said, like, they might, like, what if they released this collection, this exact literal software, like, with the menu changes exactly the same, but they put on PS5 or they put on Steam, and you literally cross-play the arcade one. That's dream scenarios now, right? You're getting into dream scenarios now. And it has perfect net play, right? Let's just add that on it. Since we're just dreaming, let's just add that on it. You know what I mean?
And it's got roll forward.
Yeah, it's got rollback. And Ethernet. All right. Let's catch up with the chat. So fools are playing for free. They did that with Arcade. MVC sold a lot for PS3 back in the day. Yeah, Mott's made a good point where that was the prime window of nostalgia for that game. Now we're getting a little, I don't know if you saw Evo, but it's only old men playing that shit. You know what I mean? It's going to sell a lot of MVC2 systems now. I'm down to bet. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to sell. Everyone wants MVC2 on new systems. Yeah, I think this is going to sell out, and then we're going to get a software. And the software might already be being planned to be made. MVC2 is free now. I don't know, man. I don't want to say. I don't like to say, oh, MVC2 is free. Free means everyone can go get it again. It's not realistic for everyone to go get this. Matter of fact, it's only somewhat, sorta, maybe justifiable for diehards. Like, it's still it's a $600 price tag. We're not exactly buying Marvel 2 to play it. They're locking Marvel 2 behind a display, $600 display that we have to pay for. So I don't, like, Raisins ain't getting this. If Raisins can't get it, it ain't free. If Raisins can't beg his mom for it, it ain't free. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that, to me, that's what when I think a game, oh, it's been in developmental cage and we need to free it. I don't consider, I think I'm more like what Mott said. This is the bail. This is to see whether or not we're willing to pay for it to get freed. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, I think that's kind of the final thought on this cabinet in general and to the question. All right, any last stuff about it? We done covered this shit. Is there anything we missed? Anything else anybody wants to add as far as the MVC2 1-up cabinet? By the way, you can get notified by text or email here if you want to follow it. I think it's gonna get scalped, Mutts.
Oh, most definitely.
I think it's gonna get scalped, and for that reason alone, it's gonna sell out.
I mean, it makes me a bad guy, but I'm that guy. That's if I could do 2 of these, I would. But it's just. So I do collect action figures and stuff, but that's a different turnaround. That's put it in an envelope and mail it out.
Yeah.
The hassle of just having to ship this.
Yeah. And that shipping is going to make it harder to sell because people have to factor that in the purchase. And it's not like it's a cheap thing anyway, right? So now instead of $600, they're paying like $700, which is even more reluctant to buy it. Like, yeah, and then the markup. But see, they're gonna sell out. I already know what it is. Because there's gonna be that dude who really, 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 really wants it and just missed the email. That dude exists. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, you will see it on eBay or wherever afterwards.
Yeah, people can use bots to get it. Like, I mean, I'm gonna kind of like live by the computer that day. In before that shit freezes, and it will freeze. I mean, I don't know, man, because the Marvel one, it didn't sell out instantly. It took a few weeks, but it sold out, right? I remember Best Buy. I remember for a while, you could only get it on Best Buy now. All the official ones are gone. You could have to go to Best Buy, and they had it for a few weeks. So I doubt it's gonna like instantly disappear, but I think Marvel 2 is way more popular than Marvel 1, and that's it's gonna sell out because of that. You know what I mean? Marvel 1 sold out. Why wouldn't this one? You know what I mean? All right. Any last thoughts, Mots, on the Arcade1up or anything about all of that? Or for you guys in the chat as well?
Did they add Onslaught to the side of the thing?
Yes, he's on the top on the Marvel 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. That's not. Yeah, I just found. I don't even think it's from official MVCI. I mean, at Marvel.
He just grabbed a picture of Onslaught.
Yeah, I think it's. Did Bangus draw that? That's all I want to know. Is did Bangus draw that? I don't even know if it's a Bangus artwork. You know what I mean? Let's see. Because you're right. I noticed that too, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Does that look like Bangus? Does that look like the guy who drew it? Is it Bangus? All right.
Jago says it is.
It is. All right. If he says it is. But,
And also, Marvel Street Fighter is not the Narimaru version. I'm out.
like, I wish they had you to be able to do, like, Japanese, like, ROM. Like, let us just...
What would be funny is if they sold this in Japan and Japan's version had Narimaru.
Yeah, dude. Plus, like... I like it when they boot, like, I get why when you select the game, it boots into the game, but I like access to, like, the coin menus and all of that. But this one has, like its own menu. Like, it has its own UI where you pick the game speed, and then you reboot it, and all the dip switches are hit in the game, and then it goes. I don't mind going to the original, because some codes you need to do that. Like, some codes you need free play. Like to use Anita and Doctor Doom and Thanos in Marvel Superheroes Arcade, like you need free play. So you can't just like, you kind of might sometimes need those dip switches a certain way, you know, to do certain things, you know. So hopefully all that's available still.
Yeah, because if you did the Japanese version, then you would get all the different Morgan endings of Marvel 1 that were in the USA
You get
version.
the dominatrix shit. Yeah, you get the dominatrix shit. You get all the stuff, right? So sometimes when I get it why they kind of Apple phone it to you. They don't want you to mess with it, but it's like, I know how to mess with this shit, bro. Give me the ROM. Just give me the arcade ROM. I'll figure it out. Give me a credit button. I don't mind.
Give me the credit button.
No, because I don't think there's even a credit button. I think it boots the machine in free play. It's already set, you know? Like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's weird when they, I get why they do it, but I'd rather just have access to the regular ROM, you know, from the beginning. Yeah, different versions of Morgan ending. It's not her ending's different. Her win screen is different. There's unique win screens that she only has in the Japanese versions.
Yeah, and Marvel 1.
They're more risque.
If you win with Morgan in Japan, Marvel 1, she has the one where she's all dressed in leather. She has the one where she has Lilith tied up.
Yeah, stringed up.
Yeah, she has Lilith stringed up, and it's straight out BDSM. Like
yeah. They're just wearing the dominatrix clothes, and she's tied up, and I think she might even have like the thing to slap her.
yeah, she's holding the riding crop, and so they took those. Does Marvel 2 have those? I don't know if Marvel 2 had those. Maybe,
but I know one of the Japanese. There was removed from one of the U.S. versions of some of the. It might have been removed from the Darkstalkers game specifically. But I know other games like it's a regional thing. It's a regional thing, right? But yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna close the book on the Marvel 2 cap. So that's the deep dive. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at this as a review, Mots, what's your review take? Like a buy, not buy? Look, what's your review take on
let's go with the generous. Let's just say it's a great version of Marvel 2 and great netcode. If all that is there, then this, for anybody in this chat, and it's in people who wants to play Marvel, it's a must. This is a 10 out of 10. Like, why not? Like,
yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
If
all the things
go
ahead, man. Sorry.
No, there's no downside to this. And the only downside would be what we don't know. It could be like, worst case scenario, it is the PS2 version. Then it'd be like, oh, shit, I got fooled. But assuming it's what we wanted, working games, working internet, and that lineup, this is a no-brainer. There's no like, it's all right. Like, no, it's Marvel 2. It's what you guys been asking for.
Yeah. I find it funny too that me and you specifically, Mots, thought the one before this was a no-brainer, and they hit us with like the Ultra no brainer, right? It's almost
What?
like if you didn't get it, dog, like clearly this is going to be the one that gets you to
What's
spend.
funny is when they announced it right away, I thought it was just Marvel 2. And even I thought, I was like, man, they went and did it. And then I just read, like, shit, it's all that. And that's why I said the same thing. It's like, it's makes the last release obsolete
Yeah.
except the art.
Yep. I like that art though, especially
Yeah,
the
so-
onslaught. Yeah, that's new. Yeah, my take is almost exact same as yours. If you live within the Marvel space, like myself, Jaco, Motts, you grew up in the CPS2 era, you're into the Capcom fighters, you were part of that era of the FGC, and what Mott said is important too, that the version is right, the gameplay is right, it's not janky with some weird lag or something. Then yeah, it's kind of the shit. It's kind of like the quintessential cabinet of this CPS era of games, and they even miraculously stretched Marvel 2 into that mix. So yeah, it's kind of no brainer for the casual person. You're right. I think there's like a million cabinets, even of these kind of niche cabinets. There's a million things the casual person would want first, right? I'd take a Street Fighter 2, right, or like Ninja Turtles or something. But as far as like the FGC, especially of that era, this is kind of the shit. It's kind of the shit.
Are you sure?
It's the shit.
Are you sure? I don't think that win pose is in any version of Marvel 2.
Maybe because there's some in Marvel 2. There's poses that you have to hold down the button to get, so they might have hid it behind like an input. So like you'll just never get it randomly in the US version.
Yeah, I know.
There's some things like that are weird. Like the regional shit's weird.
Yeah, I know the button press ones is Sakura's. Sakura has a button press one. I don't remember
Yeah, there's some that just don't display unless you're holding a button down.
Yeah, because Sakura, that's how you get the friend to come in and do the dance with her.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah.
And
I remember reading that too, where there's like, I don't know if you guys ever watched. There's a website called the Cutting Room Floor, but they're specifically like go into that, like what's in this version that's not in this version, and what's in the ROM that's not included in the game, kind of thing. All right. Well, there it is. If you're a Marvel fan, get it. If you're get it because it's probably going to sell out, and people are probably going to pay top dollar for it once it sells out. That's my prediction. And Marvel 2's on bail, $600.
Get it.
All right, get it. Mats, I don't know if you're going to stick around or not, but I'm going to go into the promos and let us know what's coming up.
Do it.
All right, bet.
Dang, what if we get a cabinet version of a Marvel 2 tournament?
Wait, what do you mean? What?
What if once this comes out, this is what we get our MVC2 tournament on? They're gonna play on the Arcade1up cabinet.
I mean, maybe. I mean, people do throw Arcade1up tournaments on other games. I've seen Marvel 1 tournaments for Arcade1up and Street Fighter tournaments for Arcade1up. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, how prominent are they going to be, and how dope are they going to be to plan? See, that's the things. Like, see, in one of the videos, someone was like, "Okay, are people going to play tournaments on this? Probably not." And I'm like, "Wait, why would you say that? Like, why are you already talking it down like it wouldn't be tournament worthy, especially in person, right?" But so yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want it to be tournament worthy or tournament capable, right? At least some level of like legitimacy and authenticity in the versus gameplay, right? Not to just completely be like a display product. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Bring MVC2 back. We'll see. I mean, it's on bail. It's up to us, Blusk. Do you got 6 bills? Your boy needs bail. You know what it is. All right, we got some upcoming stuff. Oh wait, I got something cool for that now too.
Coming soon.
No, not that. Turn that off. All right, coming soon.
Coming soon.
I just want to do that once. All right, coming soon. All right, we talked a lot about the old school Marvels, but we cannot forget There is the newest, latest Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite this Saturday. We took a little bit of a break last week. Me and Jacob were doing some traveling, whooping ass in Vegas specifically. But we are back with our online Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of the Stones season tournament. This is season number 9, tournament number 9. This is this Saturday. Do you have the likes to take on myself and Jaco in our own dojo? Me and Jaco disagree. We don't think you could win. But check it out. And this is Jaco in true form. This ain't no fucking Chris. This is Shin Jaco. Shin OG. This Saturday at Clash of the Stones. And of course, the Battle Realm every other Friday. Not this Friday, but the following Friday, we are going to have the Battle Realm Exhibition Series. That is first to 10s. We got 3 sets coming at your way. We're going to try to get Custom Christoph in there. Jaco is going to try to reach out. But if you want to be a part of the Battle Realm, all you got to do is reach out to myself, Jaco, or any of the Untamed Gaming social media accounts. And you too can be a part of the intense first to 10 battles that is the Battle Realm. See you there. Jaco knows how to pick them. Even if you don't got an opponent, Jaco will find you an opponent. All right. The Gauntlet 200.
Damn.
Yes, that's a lot of tournaments. The 200th Gauntlet, that is going down on the 15th of September. That is going to be next month. There is a Matcherino already in play for that. There's going to be all kinds of ridiculousness. Last 100 one, we got a pretty decent prize pot. So my man Don Con and Ralston Arcade are teaming up again to do a big event for the 200th Gauntlet this time. That is going to be going down next month on the 15th. Do not want to miss that. Gauntlet number 200. Wait a minute. I'm getting a call from JB. Let's see what he has to say.
What's going on, Twitter land? It's your boy JB. They're about. Alright, so I don't know, September 19th, MVCI Jam, Volume 6, coming through. Hosted, of course, by me and the boy Don Cornelius in the building, Mr. ICU Hater. So, just to, kind of bring things up to speed, just wanted to let everybody know what the special judges challenge is going to be. All right, so normally we have 3 rounds. The players let loose, freestyle, do whatever they gotta do, wow the crowd, all of that good stuff. But this time we're bringing something around. What it's gonna be, I'm bringing back a classic. All right, this was a challenge that we did about a year and a half ago on Twitter. Got a lot of views, a lot of participation, stuff like that. So we bringing back the Floor is Lava Challenge. Yes, I said again, the Floor is Lava Challenge. All right, so here's the parameters for this challenge. Basically, first hit must put the opponent airborne. That means from the time you hit, they gotta be in the air. All right, you must keep them juggled for as long as you can. All right, that's the second rule. Keep them juggled as long as you can. No restands, no ground bounce. Wall bounce is okay. You have access to all your resources. You can storm, you can tag, you do whatever you do, but you just gotta keep them in the air as long as you can. But then here's the special twist. All right, for this challenge, since it's MVCI's birthday, I need this to be a happy birthday Floor is Lava Challenge. So that means you gotta tag in that assist character on your opponent, and you gotta keep both them characters juggled in the air. So I say I wanted a little challenge for the MVCI Jam. Here it is. So I hope I got our combos ready. Bring the hype. Bring everything you got. September 19th. I looking forward to what I got. You understand? So with that being said, the Floor is Lava Happy Birthday Challenge. All right? You heard it here first. One love. We out.
Ooh-wee. Start the music. Get that bad boy going. Yup, you know what it is. The MVCI Jam. The dunk contest of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is back on the 19th of next month, right around the birthday. I think that might actually be the birthday of this game. Might be the release date of this game, but definitely right around there. I think it was on the 17th, 19th. I don't know what's going on, but they're definitely celebrating the anniversary of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's release with the MVCI Jam. This is the 6th one, I believe. I believe this is the 6th jam that they've done for this game, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be going down on September 19th. Get your combos ready now. They're taking all kinds of submissions. A couple of changes this time. One, there's not going to be a panel of judges. It's going to be a literal community online vote. So there's no bias, no nothing. It's literally voted best combo. That's what moves on, right? Second of all, there is the floor is lava, right? There's a 4th challenge category. Got to keep the opponent in, got to keep a happy birthday combo in midair. And these are usually judged by how long you can keep them in the air. Also, the swag nation, that all is a factor too, right? So definitely some dope things. The MVCI Jam, the dunk contest of sorts. Mike, super cool Mike, has a tendency to win these ones. As soon as he heard it, he's been labbing it. He's labbing this shit probably as we speak, right? So get to the lab, get your combos on deck. The MVCI Jam, I'm entering this one. Because every time I see him, I'm like, bro, I got combos that better than that. So I'm entering this one. Be sure to check it out on the 19th. The MVCI Jam. All right, we got some more. We got some more. Where is... What happened to one of my flyers? Oh, snap, I lost it. Okay, here we go. All right, and on Wednesday, any given Wednesday, this Wednesday included, the Jacomania Chronicles powered by Gorilla. You know what it is. Jacoman still doing them PS4 joints any given Wednesday. Be sure to see, do you have the like of what it takes to beat Shang Tsung and knock him into the pit? Or will you lose your soul attempting to try? Find out any given Wednesday at the Jacomania Chronicles. Raisins won the last one. Don't know how y'all feel about that. Raisins done won the last one.
Hey, you gonna let Raisins hold that?
For real. For real. On some of y'all were on duty too. Some of y'all were on duty and you let Raisins win that one. But for sure to check it out this Wednesday and any Wednesday, the Jacomania Chronicles. And of course, the who is who of MVCI. The best MVCI tournament in the world, the Gauntlet. Shoutouts to ICU Hater and Ralston Arcade. This bad boy goes down every Wednesday at 4:30. I don't have ICU Hater. Oh, my Streamlabs is not up. I don't know why my Streamlabs isn't logged in. Shoutouts to ICU Hater for doing that. That's any given Thursday. The who's who of Marvel Infinite. Coggins done won the last one. Got his first Gauntlet dub. Ooh wee, who's going to win the next one? Let's find out together this Wednesday at the Gauntlet. And then, of course, last but not least, if you are not following this channel, please do so. I take time on my schedule to try to bring you guys this entertaining display of information and results, discussion topics, keep it fresh, keep you guys informed. If you like what you see, hit that follow button. If you love what you see, hit that sub button. A matter of fact, one reason you should definitely hit that sub button is you get access to all of the OG War Destroyer emotes. Let me get those bad boys up there for you guys. You know what it is. Straight emote party. If you guys like what you see, hit that sub button. You get access to the Marvel Lives, the Power Stone, the Slam, the Toe, all the good fighting game stuff. Be sure to check that out. Hit that sub button. Support the Marvel scenes. Do what you gotta do. Hit them buttons. All right, guys. That is it. Oh, guys, I do have the YouTube going on. I have recently been placing the Marvel Monday episodes on YouTube. I don't know why my bot isn't working, but I'll just put the link in there. So if you ever miss an episode of Marvel Monday, you want to catch up to get the latest of the results or discussion topics, you can find me on YouTube now. Mats, are you still here?
I'm here.
All right, Mats, I think we're ready to close it out. You want to send them out like the old school style?
Dang. Hold on.
We have Monster Rock, man. We have Monster Rock in the building. We're definitely going to see if you can close out the show.
All right, dude. I didn't get here for the first half. I was here mainly because the Marvel 2 talk, and there's a lot of on the horizon. Is that on the horizon? Is Marvel 2 coming back? Is it free? Is it free? And I know that's on everybody's mind, but don't take away, that's not the only Marvel.
Word.
And that's not even the biggest Marvel going on. So, with that being said, you can always bring Marvel 2 back whenever you can, but even if it doesn't, tournaments on Wednesday, tournaments on Thursday, Clash of the Stones. Let's not forget that there's still great Marvel there to be played. So, whether or not you get an arcade machine, whether or not it shows up on PS5 or whatever, and you can play some Marvel 2, whether or not all that happens, you still get to Marvel on.
Word. And there you have it. Shout outs to Wicked X Mage, Hulk Polon, Dr. Peasy, King Blusk, I'm Beto. Hulk Polon already said that, Aramis Wolf, your Mamu, and all the rest who have joined us in the chat today. Till next time, guys, like Monster Rock said, Marvel on. Peace.